Hello, this is Mary with Mango Math, and I'm here with Millie to give a lesson tutorial out of our sports and math kit. Marching band is a sport in which students move around a field while playing an instrument, and they form different formations on the field. And those formations that they form have geometric proportions to them. So there's different ways in which the shape that the marching band members are in will transform on a field. So in this activity, students will draw a card which will have a shape on it. And the card that I show here has a right triangle on it. Students will then spin a spinner to determine what they do with that right triangle. So there are different transformations that they can take on. They can translate, which means they move from one position to another. They can rotate, in which they will have one spot in which the shape will rotate around in different degrees, be 90, 180, or 270. They will also could do a reflect around the x-axis or the y-axis. They can also dilate increase the size they are in, or they can decrease the size that they have. So in this case, I'm going to have that triangle, and I'm going to create a triangle here on the board to kind of show you the different ways that this shape can move on this board. So students, in order to translate, to move from one position to another, will roll dice. It says that that red dice is the x-axis, the yellow dice is the y-axis. So if I've rolled a 6 and a 5, that means I'm going to move from this position over 6 and up 5. So I'm going to go over 6. Let me grab this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I moved over 6, and I'm going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I have a new place on the field that my triangle went to. So that's if marching band moved from one spot to another spot in the same formation. That's what translate means. Now, if the student spun the one that says rotate, they'll pick a spot on their shape, and I'm going to pick the corner here of this right angle, and I'm going to rotate around that point. So it's like putting a little pin in this corner. When I rotate it with this thing, it's not going to do the same thing, but there's 90 degrees. So I've rotated 90 degrees. If I go further, I've rotated 180 degrees. And if I rotate one more time around that axis, I'm going around that 4, 4, negative 4, negative 4, and I get this as my 270. So students can have those different rotations that they do. They can also, let me get it back to its starting position. They can also have spun dilate, and meaning they can have increased. If I dilate times 2, I'm going to double the size of this shape, just like so. If I decrease by 2, I'm going to, let me get back to my original shape. I would have made this half the size. So these are the different transformations that they can do on their game board. Now, this isn't necessarily a game as much as a discussion and a collaboration amongst the students. So the students will all have the same card. They will do the same transformation. All of them do the same transformation, and then they'll compare their outcomes together. So they'll discuss amongst themselves how it is that they all have the same shape, or if they have different shapes, why people have different shapes. So it's going to have kids having that really good deep discussion about these different transformations that they can create. So really good discussion. It's one that kids can do, and they can start to understand what is happening when they are working on a coordinate grid, as well as how marching band applies to these geometrical transformations. Enjoy.